This week we're going to do just adjustment layer tips for Photoshop Killer Tips. So every tip will have something to do with an adjustment layer. First one is one I get a lot, and that is, how do I get an adjustment layer to only affect the layer that's right below it, or only affect one layer in the layers palette and not everything in the layers palette. So I've got a selection that I made with the quick selection tool around these people. I'm going to press Command J on the Mac or Control J on the PC. Well, what I want to do is cool things down here, because not cool them down, you know what I mean. It's got a very warm feeling to it. I like it in the background. They're just a little too yellow, so I'll come to color balance. I'll drag it over toward blue here, and that significantly cools things down. If I go to my layers palette, you can see that's before, that's after. Well, I didn't want to cool the background down. I just wanted to kind of add some blue into their skin tone. So what I can do to only get this layer, because it is affecting the entire photo, is if I come up here to the layer menu and create a clipping mask, it only affects the layer that's right below it. Okay, so now here's before, here's after. So the background stays the same. The people are now just have a little bit more of a cooling tint to them than they did before. It's not blue, it's less warm than it was before. Also, don't forget, if you're in the adjustments panel, if you have CS4 or CS5, there's a little icon at the bottom that does this for you. Okay, so instead of going up to the layers menu as you're making the adjustment, if you just want to clip it with the layer that's right below it, just click on this little icon and it'll do the same thing. All right, so there's a good little tip for you there. Just keep in mind, anything that shows up below this layer when I have clipped it, layer, create clipping mask, whatever layer is directly below it is the only thing that's going to be affected by it. So it's not going to affect every single thing that you see inside of the layers palette.